How's it going, everybody? Aloha and welcome to Cover 2 Overtime. And no, you're not tripping out. It was arcade night on Cover 2 Hawaii High School Football Weekly. I was Super Robbio DeMello, and we had Street Fighter Gaio Miano over here. If you missed it, you can catch it on demand at KHON2.com. But of course, what we talked about on Cover 2, one of the big topics, our Ford Built Tough matchup, the OIA Open Division title game between Kahuku and Mililani. That's the last 10 OIA top division champions going at it here. Kahuku, the three-time defending champs. Two of those came by way of beating Mililani in the final, including last year. How do you feel about this matchup? The Red Raiders now all of a sudden the underdog going up against a potent Trojan offensive attack, right?
Well, I know one thing. The Kahuku defense and their coaches, as well as obviously their offensive coaches, they are not used to losing in the OIA. So that is a great matchup because Kahuku did not play well in the prior meeting, and I think that leads to Solo Soliai, Matt Funga, that whole defensive staff and those players really having a lot of pride out there and having a much better performance. So I think it's going to be a great game.
You know, it's not too often that Kahuku are viewed as the underdogs. And the last time in a big game that I could think of where they were considered the underdog was a couple of seasons ago against St. Louis, and it was Tua Tagovailoa's junior year, and they were able to beat the Crusaders for the state championship. Is there something about that community that almost embraces that chip on their shoulder a little bit?
No, that's a great point, because last year they lost to Bingham early in the season in Las Vegas. They improved so much where they came within this close of beating St. Louis for the state championship last year. So I think that the pride of that community, the pride of their kids, the coaching staff does a great job, and they're just resilient in terms of they do not expect to lose, and they think they're the more physical team, and I think it's going to be a great ball game. I can't wait to see it.
One thing that Sam Spangler talked about in his preview of Campbell and Farrington is that if Campbell wins this OIA third place game, then Darren Johnson would become the first coach in Hawaii football history to take teams to the Open Division, Division I and Division II state tournament. D1, he did it at Kailua. D2, Kaimuki. Real quickly, DJ. How special of a guy is that?
I think it's special because when you talk about Kaimuki, Kailua, and now obviously at Campbell, I mean, these are three different places throughout the island. You know, he's a North Shore kind of guy, but he has an offensive philosophy, an offensive identity, but he has become more defensive-minded, and his son does a great job on the defensive side of the ball. So you got to give props to DJ. I mean, everybody talks about recruiting and all these other things, but he wins, and I think the kids believe in him, and I think he does a good job.
When you look at this episode of Cover 2, I think one thing that people are going to talk about coming out of it was that you made the claim that this St. Louis defense is the best defense in Hawaii high school football history. And there's numbers behind that.
Yes.
What made you say that as far as the Crusaders are at the top all time?
And you know, people talk about different eras, and I would love to get into some social media type of, not debate, so to speak, but I would like to hear some of the other defenses that you can compare this to, because it's really, to me, St. Louis's best defense, because in the past, they'd have good defensive backs, but now they not only have good defensive backs, but they make plays on the balls. They take it away from you. They take it to the house. And when you look at the linebacker core with Bortello, Kamaka Vivioli, Brown, and Herbig, I mean, those guys are just phenomenally gifted, tough players. Cal Lee must love this defense because he's all about toughness. And the front four goes without saying. Tuiteli, McKenzie, Crenones, Pico. I mean, this defense is loaded. I can't remember, and I know this is a different age of recruiting and everything else, but 8 Division I scholarships out of 11 players? Come on now.
Yeah, and by the time it's all said and done, you have a couple underclassmen that will
deserve.
I mean, really, it's realistic to think that at some point that all 11 could play Division I football or FBS football.
And I think they're like a 1AA defense right now and at this maturation level. And as they get older, you know, you're talking the SEC, you're talking Pac-12, you're talking Mountain West. You're talking better than D1 players, potential next level guys. I mean, this is a special defense.
Yeah, it's going to be tough for whoever tries to take down St. Louis. But hey, anything is possible.
Anything.
We've seen crazier things. Last bonus topic here, talking college football. Usually it's the University of Hawaii football, but I want to talk bigger picture on this. I put this out on Twitter today, where I think it's time that the group of 5 break away from Power 5, because we're in a time period now where, look, would UCF beat every team in college football week in, week out? I don't think so. Right. But with that being said, they've won 21 straight games. By the time it's all said and done this year, they can put that out to 26, 27 games in a row and will not get a seat at the table to play for a national title. So why be in that division? It's the only sport in America that you are classified in a division, but you cannot win that title. It makes absolutely zero sense to me, and I think it's time that they just break out and they do their own thing. They play for their own national title. Let the Power Five do their thing. Do you agree with that, Rich Miano?
I do agree with that, and I think that this autonomous, this Power Five conference, you talked about, certain things that they have advantages over. We talk about money, television contract, talk about facilities, talk about recruiting prowess and all the five-star guys, whatever else. I think there should be a Division I, and that's those 5 conferences, a Division II, Mountain West Conference, and some of these mid-level conferences, and then you could still have a Division III, like a 1AA type of thing, and you have a Division IV division, but maybe 5 divisions, whatever it is. Make it so the public understands it, but make it so that it's even playing field for everybody.
And I think when you look at the crowds that came to Aloha Stadium in the 80s, because a lot of people like to compare that as far as, hey, in the 80s, Hawaii was like a 500, maybe a 650 winning percentage team through that decade, yet 40,000 people were coming out. What's the difference? Well, it's clear. What the difference is that you played in a conference where the national champion, BYU, played in. So whether you're winning that year or not, there's a belief that tonight could be the start of something special, that tonight could be the moment that this team starts get things going, whether it be for next season or whatever. There's a bigger picture to it that they could play for a national title at some point, right?
Yes, and the other thing, too, is look at the early signing day. The early signing day is for the Alabamas, the Washingtons, for those guys to get the greatest players in the country. And then the bottom feeders, so to speak, the mid-level guys like the University of Hawaii and all these other conferences, then they'll get whatever those guys don't have. So how do you expect to compete on the field without the money, without the talent, without the facilities? All those things do not match up. And all we're looking for in all of sports is something that's competitive, something that's safe, and something that's fair.
Absolutely, and I believe that this is a conversation that will continue for many years. And the fact that anyone says it's too hard to do, every other college football division has an NCAA tournament. Every other sport in college athletics has an NCAA tournament except for FBS football. Makes zero sense. But we'll talk about this some more
100%.
and in future Cover 2 overtimes, I'm sure. Well, again, Cover 2 Hawaii High School Football Weekly runs every Thursday night, 9:30, right here on KHON2. If you missed it, you can catch all the episodes, all the segments on demand at KHON2.com. For my buddy, Street Fighter Gaio Rich Miano over here, Super Rabio. Have a good night, everybody.
Super Rabio.
Aloha.